I think you see that in the way the U.S. plays at the international level. I think we play great team volleyball. I think we're mature athletes. I think we come out of this experience with an educational background and maybe even an educational way to understand the game. I think that's always been a benefit to us.
Okay. And with the national team as an assistant coach, you won the gold medal in Beijing in 2008, right? Uh,
Correct.
Tell me, how many players at that time from the national team were currently at that time playing in the college league, and how many of them were former college players?
100% of them were former college players. Actually, there was one player that went to a junior college and didn't finish, but everybody else spent time at university. I'd
And
probably say 90% of them graduated. There was a couple players that left early, and so they need to go back and complete their studies. But almost all of them spent time in a university setting.
so I guess college experience made them good players.
I think so, and I think other coaches are aware of it. I've talked to other national team coaches that are a little more aware of our system and how it works here. I think it's always potentially been a mystery to a lot of countries as to why the United States is successful at the international level with the little talent depth that we have. I don't know all the answers, but I think the educational background that a lot of these athletes have is a benefit.
Okay. Tell me, in the recruiting process, what do you want to see and know about a player? In other words, what should a player do in order to get recruited?
A player needs to contact us. The exposure that we receive through you and other outlets that can send us videos of players is usually the primary means of us observing athletes. There are some things that we need to take care of. We need to understand the academic situation for each athlete, so we need to see the transcripts, your most up-to-date transcripts. We need to understand that you speak English, so some schools require a TOEFL examination, and then the exams, the SAT exams, are also required for most admissions. Um, so those are some of the academic backgrounds that we needed. Of course, then there's just the level of play and watching players play, and each coach making an evaluation as to whether or not the level of talent would impact his program.
Okay, just give them the short but the biggest advice they can receive from an expert like you. Just in few words, the biggest advice for young players.
I always tell people this, and I'm very sincere. You got to study hard. We need to have good grades. And in the United States, there's not very many. There's about 20 Division I programs, and many of those programs are at excellent academic institutions like UCLA. And if you don't have the grades to go to a UCLA or other great academic institution, you limit the possibilities you have for going to the United States. There's not very much money over in the United States. Each program only has 4.5 scholarships for an entire roster.
Yes.
Most programs carry a roster of 20 players, some even more. So if you have 4.5 scholarships, those oftentimes get divided quite a bit. So for a foreign athlete to get a full scholarship, which is sometimes required, you better make sure that you have the grades necessary to give yourself every opportunity to receive the scholarship that you may need to make your university experience work.
Okay, that's great. Thank you very much and good luck.
Thanks very much.